What's up, everybody? So, today we're going to talk about how we're considered a loser if we're single or if we don't have kids and, yada, 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 not getting married, shit like that. So, without further ado, let's get on into the topic. Such a disgusting world where we be judged what we do in life. It's like if we don't do a certain thing that other people do, we'll look at as strange, weirdos, losers, you name it, whatever comes into mind, when everyone has different interests in things. I say this so many friggin' times, not everyone's gonna like the color red, not everyone's gonna like the color blue. However, I do like the color blue, I do like the color red, but that doesn't mean you may like the same thing. But that's the thing. We all gotta think it's normal to get married, have kids, have a girlfriend, or vice versa, girlfriend have a boyfriend, or if you're gay or whatever the scenario is. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to participate the same way we all do. It shouldn't be that way. That's what should make us unique, that we all have different interests in things. This person has pets. This person doesn't have pets. Damn, Dan, don't you want a pet? Don't you want a dog? Oh, maybe they don't like dogs or cats. Me, I love animals, but I gotta say, it does feel good not having a pet anymore because they're a lot of work and they're a lot of expense. They're expensive. However, I love animals, though. I wouldn't abuse an animal, but I just feel good now not to have pets. I used to have pets, but they died, Old age-wise, I took care of the pets correctly, but you get what I'm trying to say. Not everyone is gonna like a certain thing, and it's like if you don't do a certain thing, you're looked at as a freak or whatever comes into mind. Like, for example, you've been single, man, don't you get lonely? Don't you want a girlfriend or don't you want a boyfriend? Maybe not. Me personally, I like being single because the girlfriend shit, sometimes they drive you crazy. They don't leave you alone. Same scenario with a boyfriend. Just a couple in general, they drive you friggin' crazy. They don't leave you alone. It gets to the point where you sometimes say, man, now I know why I stood single. Why the hell did I left that stage? Why did I left that state? Now I always gotta, keep her, how's the word for it? Like, now I always gotta do things for her. I gotta make her happy. I gotta lose all my money for her. I have no time for myself. I can't enjoy my own life. I gotta revolve it around her. That's what it's come to. And that's why a lot of times people stay single, because when you're single, you don't gotta worry about all that. You got time to yourself. Some people may get lonely, and hey, this is why I say some people like it, some people don't. But right away, someone that's in a relationship and they see you're not in a relationship, they'll be like, well, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Don't you want a girlfriend? Don't you want some, I don't want to say it, but and it's crazy. And if not, you're a freak, or you're a weirdo, you're whatever the hell comes into mind. This is where it goes back to, we're all programmed to do the same thing. Our so-called what we think is normal is being born, going to school, going to college, getting a job, getting a girlfriend, getting married, having kids, and the cycle just repeats again. That's what we consider normal. That's what we consider the meaning of life. That's what we consider the right thing to do, when really it's not. Someone like me or someone like us that don't want to participate in this, we're an outcast, we're a misfit, whatever the hell. Not everyone wants to do that crap. I don't know how anyone wants to do that crap, especially in today's life. You got to be out of your mind. But the part that really gets to me, and everyone already knows where I'm going with this, is the part where having kids. That's the part that's just baffles me to no end. How we could just keep bringing kids into a dump. into a bigger dump than it's ever been. There's people that ask, Justin, if you were filthy rich, or if money was if money didn't matter, would you have kids? And the truth is, I still don't think I would, because if I'm rich, he or she may be lucky in that way, but you never know if he or she may develop some kind of health problem. And then I say to myself, I don't have to worry about him or her developing any problem if I don't have him or her, if I just prevent him or her from coming into existence. So it's not always about money, it's about health problems on top of that. And yeah, money of course as well, but if I was rich, either way, I still don't think I'd have kids, because nobody knows what could happen when you have a kid. Your child could be born a certain way, then you feel guilty because this all could have been prevented if you just wouldn't have done it to begin with. I don't got to worry about my kid having Down syndrome. I don't got to worry about my kid being autistic, and I'm not making fun of these illnesses or anything, but these are things that could happen. These are the risks you got to take when you want to have a kid. And I don't have to worry about any of these risks because I'm not getting myself into that situation. So I don't got to worry what he or she may be born as, A few days ago, there was a house with a sprinkler system, and there was a couple walking by with kids. And the mother was saying to the kids, don't go in the sprinklers. And what do the kids do? Of course, kids being kids, they don't listen. They go in the sprinklers with their clothes on, so they're all soaked. And then the mother was like, I just can't. Well, you shouldn't have had a kid. Now this is the consequences you got to deal with. This is where I say in videos in the past that I made where some parents want you to feel sorry for them, when really I don't, because you got yourself into that situation. You got yourself into that mess. If you would have just, keep your leg closed, wear protection or whatever, or, not do it at all, you wouldn't have to worry about the kids going in the sprinklers and just kids in general. But that's the thing. We want kids, but now when kids don't listen, when kids act up, we get all, I can't do this. Well, you got to do it now, ma'am, because you had a kid and now you got to be a mother and be a mother. You got to do it now. You got yourself, you signed the ticket. You're the one that signed the ticket, not the kid. You signed up for it. Now you better be all for it. It's the part that always just makes me laugh, man. I almost felt like saying to that person that day, well, ma'am, you shouldn't have had a kid. I almost wanted to say that, but of course I didn't. Because then she probably would have went Karen status on me, so I just kept my mouth shut. But man, in my mind, I was saying to myself, that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, it's just a very, very sick, disgusting reality, man. We just criticize one another. We get nothing, it's like that's what brings joy to us. Always belittling someone, It's like it makes our day. It makes people's day to put someone else down. To make someone else's day miserable makes that person's day. That's when you know your life sucks, I guess you could say, It's like with bullies. Bullies get joy out of picking on other people, putting them down, bringing their mental state down, because maybe their life was bad, so now they're trying to do it to others so they feel empowered or whatever, This person, he's 30-something years old. He's not married. He doesn't have a girlfriend. So what? This person's 40 years old. He never even had kids. So what? It's the smart. Those are the smart people. Why can't everyone be like those people? Those are the people we should be following. Those are the people we should be following. I mean, I'm not saying don't get into a do what you want to do, but the kid part, that's the biggest mistake of all. And getting married, don't get me wrong, that's a trap too. Who the hell wants to pay for a marriage? Just stay a couple, you're together, same effing shit. You could even still have kids with just being a boyfriend and girlfriend, but please don't have kids regardless, married or not married. But, it's just such a stupid reality, man. It's like I say to myself all the time, why the hell do I gotta face this shit every day? Like, I didn't even want to be in this to begin with. I just feel like I'm in a mess, that I'm just trapped. It's like, how do I get out of it, It's like I gotta just live it through. It's like I just got to live it through. There's no exiting unless but I don't really want to do that, and I really don't suggest anyone here to do that. However, I can't blame people that do it, but I really hope people here watching this video don't go that route. I'm trying not to go that route myself, so I'm trying to make it day to day, and I hope everyone can try and do the same. Even though there's no really meaning to, just do it, I guess. I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of people that say, can you make some tips, like, try to make some tips of how you could cope to life. And the truth is, it's hard. It's hard, because when you don't have money, it's hard. Some people play video games to help them cope, and sometimes it helps. Like me too. I play sometimes Minecraft a little. Like I build those. I haven't played it for a while, but I build those buildings and shit just because I was bored one day. I played. I used to play Grand Theft Auto back then, but now I don't know why I'm just not into games as much anymore. Like I can't sit for hours and hours playing nonstop. Like I admit, when I was like 15, 14, that's all I used to do. I used to wake up, eat, be on Xbox all day, staring at the screen from morning all the way to like 3 in the morning. So from the morning to back in the morning, basically. And I don't even know how the console still works, but it works. And still to this day. But, I'm just not into it like I was. But that doesn't mean you have to be the same way. If people like playing, people should have the right to play, But whatever, I guess, helps you to cope. There's certain things. Me, sometimes I go for walks. Sometimes I try and exercise. I work out. I hate working out. I'll be straightly honest. I just hate it. It's so exhausting. It's so tiring. But for some weird reason, when you're done working out, it always feels good. Like, oh, I got it over with. I did it. Thank God, But really, what's the meaning to? There really is no meaning. But I don't know. I just try and keep busy somehow as best as possible. There's really no meaning to anything we do. But with that being said, I just do it anyway. If something that you do makes you happy, that should be the meaning, Even though it's meaningless, if you're happy doing it, do it. That's how I look at it. I'll say this a million times because, I always like to bring these type of tips in the video to help certain people, because there are some things to help cope in this harsh reality. But unfortunately, sometimes it's just not enough. And there's nothing I could really say there because there's nothing I really could do about it, Some people say, someone once said they like to rail fan, and I didn't know what that word meant at first. Rail fan's like when people go to like by the train stations and film trains going by and shit like that. And I don't understand the reason to it. I guess some people just like to do it. It's like a hobby. And I actually did it a couple times. Like, I have another channel that I, posted with trains going by. Really, I don't know the reason to it, but it is kind of cool, I guess. But at the same time, whatever, there's a certain activity that we all find that relieves our stress. Some of us don't know it though. You know what I mean? Like, maybe what I like doing won't help you, just like what you like doing may not help me, but it may help you. And all I can say is, if there's a certain thing that helps you calm down, strive that and go for it. Maybe it's not going to benefit me, but it may benefit you. What benefits me may not benefit you. But that's all I could really say there, That's all I could really say there, truthfully. I'm just being truthful about it. I wish there was more I could say, but it's just, the life we're in sucks. And I just got to be straightly honest. It sucks. I'm not trying to, be a bummer about it, but it's the truth. We live in a really shit world. We've always lived in a shit world. And believe it or not, there's times when in the 1800s where it was even more of shit, and I say to myself, thank God I'm born now compared to being born at those times. But however, the best gift of all is to not ever be born here, period. That's the true blessing, if that were to be. Because we're eventually gonna go into a non-existent state. So why be here in the first place, have all this stress, and then just eventually go right back? Would have just rather stayed. And it's crazy to know that we're gonna forever be dead. We're gonna forever be gone. Us existing is only temporarily. This is all just temporary. What's gonna be permanent is us not breathing. Us just lifeless, stiff in a box. That's gonna be for eternity. Not to sound dark, but it's the cold truth. Whatever we do, it's all temporary. what we're going to be doing for eternity is doing this. You know? Not to sound silly, not to sound cuckoo, but it's the honest truth. And when I think about that, I really say to myself, like, I can't believe all the stress we have here, all the worries we have here, to just know one day, forever, we're just going to be laying lifeless. All this amount of hell, all this amount of misery, to just one day do this. And that's another reason why I say, why the hell did I even come out of this state to begin with, to just go back into it? That's one thing I can never understand. Remember this, if someone says, what, you're this for not getting married, you're a loser, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have, whatever it is, say, well, whether I have a girlfriend, whether I'm married, whether I have kids, whether I went to college, whether I, whatever the hell, or didn't do, one day, it ain't gonna change the fact that I'm gonna be doing this just like you will. If I get married, this is, well, it might actually speed the process due to stress. But regardless, whether we follow those footsteps or don't follow those footsteps, in the end, we're all going to be doing this. Married. Not married. Kids. Not having kids. Went to college. Didn't go to college. Rich. Poor. You name it. It ain't gonna stop the fact that one day we're all gonna be doing this. Trying to put a little humor into it, but it's the truth. You know, that's what you gotta show people. Why should I do that? Is that gonna stop me one day from doing this? Well, no. Okay then, so if that's not gonna stop me from doing this, then why is it important to do it? Why can't I just do what I'm doing? What's wrong with what I'm doing? I'm still going to one day do this like you. So, just let me be as I am. Anyway, guys, I am going to wrap it up for now. Beautiful day, but I always say, don't let these days fool you. There ain't nothing beautiful about life here, man. But the weather is nice. I got to be honest. I got to say, the weather is nice. It's in the low 70s, but that's as far as it goes of me saying it's nice, because everything else in life, yeah. Anyway, peace out. Love you all. Take it easy.